No problem. Oh, I see the feedback is also streamed. Okay.
He's somehow not answering.
Okay, that's all right. We can wait for him like 1 more minute. We have some like extra time, so no worries. But if he won't be back in like 2 minutes, then I will start and just.
I'm sure he will.
Ruben. In the meantime, you can wave if someone is watching us on YouTube. You can be like, be a live stream star of YouTube. So show your mom, send a link to your father, make them proud.
Ruben says you're supposed to start. He will come in later.
Okay, cool. Then I will start. I will give you basically the call, and then I will go team by team, starting with OG, and then as the debate occurred, that's how I will generally give feedback. So we came to a unanimous decision. We decided to give first to OG on a close call with OO, who gets the second place. The third place goes to CO, and the fourth, unfortunately, to CG. So why is that? Starting with what comes from OG. So from OG, we get largely 2 points. First point is about equality. OG tells us that there is lots of people now who don't have access to good jobs, to better paying jobs, because those better paying jobs are in large cities. And in order to get those better paying jobs, you have to move to those cities. You have to move there. You basically have to leave your family often, or etc. Or you just don't have money to do that sometimes, and it's difficult to get access to those kind of jobs. So this is the first point that we get from OG. The second point that we get from OG is the point about productivity. OG tells us, listen, if we are working from home, there is probably our productivity will probably rise, and they give a number of reasons why this productivity rises, because you don't have to worry about your family being somewhere else. You have those 2 extra hours or 1 extra hours that you would otherwise spend on commute to work, to relax or whatever. So therefore your productivity rises. So those are largely the 2 points that we get from OG. What we get from OO, and how does it compare? So from OO, we first get work-life balance. And second of all, we also get productivity. So dealing with productivity first, OO tells us that productivity actually probably diminishes when you're at home, probably because you have much more distractions. You have, I don't know, Facebook, Netflix, children, something cooking or whatever. Like, you have tons of things that makes you actually less productive because there are much more distractions. Whether in the office environment, you are much more likely to be productive because first of all, you have other people that you can immediately go to and ask them about something. You don't have to call, you don't have to schedule a meeting or whatever. And so there are a number of reasons why you would be productive actually more if you go to the office. So what we believed with Kat when adjudicating this, we believe that productivity point is largely a wash on opening tables. So we believe that both sides give us good enough reasons to believe that productivity will be either going up or going down, and we believe that probably for different people it will work out differently, right? So we believe that productivity point, which both teams engage with sufficiently, is largely a wash on opening tables. So what then comes up and makes our decision to give it to OG towards over OO is actually the point about equality. We believe that OO has a point about work-life balance and how this affects family, affects gender roles, etc., etc. Right? Why do we where we believe this is well analyzed and well done point about family, about how you actually probably are more likely to like have to worry about family, your relationship with your family is more diminished and broken on government side, etc. What we believe happens on the opening table is that while to some extent opening government engages with this idea about with this argument about family, and they tell you, listen, while yes, probably there are some it is good to there are benefits to family relationships on opening opposition side. There are also benefits to family relationships when you are at home, because you can react to some things quite quickly. You can probably, like, after you finish work, you're immediately at home and have immediately time for your kids, etc., etc. So what happens here is that OG to some extent diminishes the family relation point that comes from OO, while OO doesn't engage with equality point that comes from OG. And for us, this was the main reason why we at the end decided to give it to OG. Because note that while probably the amount of people that OO arguments affect is probably larger than the amount of people that suddenly are able to get better job, etc., we believe that what OG sufficiently does is diminish this impact to make it quite small. Like, probably there are also some benefits for your family relationships from staying at home, while this is not done to the point of about equality coming from OG. So that was our main reasoning behind that. Note that it is very close comparison, and we believe that both of those teams are very close. However, at the end of the day, because of engagement and because of lack of weighing that we get about this equality and family life balance, at the end, we decided to give this, and like it is left to us, for us to be done, we decided to give this to OG because of the fact that we believe OG engages and diminishes some points, while this is not done on the OO side. So that's how this clash came about. Then bringing CG into that. What CG says are actually a few things. CG says, listen, working from home might be better for some people who don't like working in groups, who don't like working in big in group environment. This also, second argument is that this causes brain drain, and we have some arguments also about promotions being sometimes biased because someone is, I don't know, good in some social skills or beautiful or whatever, and that this happened. So there are a few problems that we have with this, comparing it to opening stable. So first of all, the point about brain drain, we believe, is largely set on OG. Even if they frame it more as a movement within a country stuff, we believe that these are the same mechanisms that work for CG in this regard, and we believe those mechanisms after what OG said. If you want to make it further and say that suddenly people from different countries can access that, etc., we still have some kind of doubts about that, because probably it's not like suddenly London is gonna accept people from all over the world and give jobs all over the world, because probably there are some regulations, etc., as to, like, I don't know, generally you don't have open borders because you want to protect like workplaces for your own people, and we think this still applies to a large extent. So we don't see that big of a difference. And furthermore, as I said, mechanisms are similar, are the same as to what came out of opening tables. The next two things that we get on that some people are better from working from home than from office. We think that even before CO rebuts this by saying it's equally on both sides. Some people are better from working from office than from working from home. I think it is sort of pre-rebutted on OO when OO explained to us why for some people working from office is better, more productive, they feel more comfortable, they have their friends around them, they can ask, they can talk, they can compare ideas, etc., etc. So I think even before we get this explicit rebuttal from CO, this point is also pre-rebutted by OO. So then we are left with this point about promotion large to some extent being affected by your other things than just how good you work. So this is also rebutted by CO by saying probably on Zoom you also like some people better, some people less. Probably some people are also more beautiful and some people are less beautiful, etc., etc. Like there are some biases that work similarly, even if they are sometimes working to a little bit smaller extent. What we also get from CO, so bringing in CO fully, is this point about small businesses and that some businesses cannot really adjust to working from home and remote work, and those businesses will suffer because they will be to some extent punished for wanting to stay not remote, or they will be outcompeted, etc., etc. So we believe that in comparing CO and CG, we believe that what CO does is sufficiently rebut vast majority of CG's case by rebutting the point about people with people who are better working from home, with rebutting the point about promotions, etc. So on this comparison, we believe that CO does it better. Also, this material about some kind of businesses being very specific and being able to being outcompeted, etc. Well, I don't necessarily know after what CO says why is this important. This is definitely an impact that they prove, and this is more than what comes up from CG, because impacts that I buy from CG are already told before. So there is nothing. So there is not much new that I can compare from CG to what essentially has been said, and what can I compare? To what can I compare from CG with CO? I hope that makes sense. I think I got lost a little. Okay, yeah. So that comparing the lower bench and comparing CO to opening half, I just want to say that the problem here is probably also weighing to some extent your arguments, because we see your additional contribution on CO about small businesses and certain businesses being outcompeted, etc., etc. We don't get necessarily much development on why this is more important than big points about work-life balance, about family, or about equality that comes from opening table, either OG or OO. We generally believe that the whole debate lacked some weighing, and probably would have been much clearer for us to judge if this weighing has been done properly, and probably this weighing also affected the outcome. Lack of this weighing also probably affected the outcome of the debate. We believe that this debate would definitely use a lot if weighing has been done, but because of the fact that this weighing is not done, so we don't necessarily understand the how large this impact on CO is. And we definitely see that impact on equality for people is big. And this is actually a thing that OG explains to us, and also impacts on family life and work-life balance touches a lot of people. We have to give it to opening tables over CO. So yeah, that is all from me. I hope this is clear. If you have any question, please feel free to message me on Facebook. I have a little bit different name, so I wrote to you on chat. How is it on Facebook? And I will also give you my WhatsApp number if you feel like this is preferable for you. So feel free to message me on Facebook or on WhatsApp to ask additional questions. This is the main reasoning behind the call. Ask Kat also if you have any specific questions for her. And yeah, that's all. Thank you very much and good luck in next round.
Thank you. Thanks for the adjudication.